Hello everyone, Kenji Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are back in The Last Caretaker. I have been playing the early access here, and the devs there at Channel 37 were awesome. I helped in the kind of release candidate testing, so they got a group together, and the whole idea was to just totally beat the shit out of everything and see if we could find any potential issues or that sort of thing. I actually got access to the game prior to early access release. It was release candidate for early access, and really was an awesome gaming experience. So I had a lot of fun. Bottom line here, we have reached level 25, which is the max you can get to in the release candidate game or the early access game. I don't know if they will maybe change that one of these days. But I will. I'm getting ahead of myself and getting off topic, which I'm also want to do. The idea was to revisit the boat tour. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm starting here in the forward deck house, or what I'm calling the forward deck house. Now I've done a lot of collecting here. We have these ancient aged Lazarus vials. So there's a bunch of these around the game, around the world. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Either 7 or 8 here. So I'm collecting them. Probably most people are just going to grind these down and do whatever with them. So if I grind, yeah, so you can see the advantage here of these things, of course, is the ultra tech. So you get neutronium. Sorry, I couldn't remember if it's a neuronium, and I was thinking, well, that might be a brain disorder. So anyway, neutronium and plasma gel from ultra tech scrap. So they are advantageous in terms of grinding them down because it is another source of ultra tech. There's other sources of ultra tech. Won't spoil that here. Maybe something to keep, maybe not. These are empty seed containers. We'll see ultra scrap, ultra tech, and I bet these are ultra tech. Yeah, so these are a great source of ultra tech. But anyway, these are what I have managed to find in the game. These are the empty seed pods, the old or aged, I guess they call them aged. Yeah, there we go. Right in the window, pop-up window there. And then these guys are the aged Lazarus cylinder. So anyway, for what that's worth. Anyway, still have the diesel generator here. So you basically put biomass in it. It outputs diesel. I have this, in this case, hooked right up to the ship's diesel input, the diesel tank. Now the diesel tank, we'll get to that. But the diesel tanks in this case are tied in to other tanks. You can see, for example, out this back window here. Alright, so up high, up on the bulkheads here, port and starboard, we have a 5 bank and another 5 bank of batteries. So I really added 10 batteries, which are the medium batteries. That's the biggest one that I've seen in the game so far. Hopefully they will introduce a large battery. So I won't get into the physics of batteries and why 6 kilowatt hours is not very much, all things considered. But in terms of the game, this helps a lot because you can actually power stations when you arrive, and it's not a big deal. You never really go down at all. These are all set as equalize between all of them. And they're hooked into the system right here. Now, I used to have a cable across, but there was these strange things that happened every once in a while. The same is true of the back end here. So storage around the ship. So this was biomass for the diesel generator. There's also another one of these below decks, which I'll just briefly buy, which is for petrol. Now, not a whole lot of use for petrol, but I'll get more into that. So this is my electric storage. So I've just collected a lot of these small batteries over time. Are they immediately useful on the ship? No. They can be useful when you're out and about and finding a building. They are a good immediate power source. Depending on the size of the building that you're hooking up to, they don't last very long, but at least it's a start to get you going. You can charge off them. The downside is it's the small storage cell, so they're one way. So you basically build them when they're out, which is kind of unfortunate, but you can charge yourself on them. The other nice thing is if you have no idea what you're getting into, you can carry one or two of these in your inventory and get to where you need to go. So they're pricey, 10 kilograms there in your inventory, but hey, it can be helpful. So that's what those were all about. This is a similar for just diesel. This came about because if you go to the different resource platforms, you end up with petrol and diesel there, and you can either plumb it back to your boat and just take all the diesel and petrol if you want. What I found, there's probably some irony in this. So I build a Duracrate, which holds 100 kilograms, and then you can put 10 of these as you make them on the platform into the Duracrate, and then pick up the Duracrate and heave it onto your boat. So you basically get the 2,000 equivalent. So these are 200 liters each. So 10 of them is 2,000, which means an entire tank full of diesel or petrol in a Duracrate, which is, I think, kind of cool. But it's that concept of, wow, this is change in the size of mass. So anyway, but that's the storage here. Why did I put it here? Because there's the diesel port right there, and can add that to the diesel tank if we need to. So batteries and diesel generation here in the front. We'll head up to the bow. Now I'm parked here off the oil platform, which is one of the reasons why this particular machine is a bit laggy. Very likely, even high-end machines, I've got another machine that I run the game on, which is in fact what I did most of this platform in, is a bit laggy here and there, and it's got a 4060 RTX 4060 graphics card. This particular one has a 3070 Ti graphics card, older machine, but still pretty adequate. But still gets a bit laggy. It is heavy seas in this area, so one of those things that makes it interesting. So what I did here, not really a tour of the platform, but I brought, got this whole platform cleared and then running and operational. So the idea was I would have crude oil available, or just oil in the game here, available on this platform. And basically we have our hookups right over here. You can see them right here on this side. I didn't plumb them to all sides, even though I probably should have. That was my OCD kicking in there, thinking I should. But and then this is the crude oil and electric for shore connections. So basically, if I am taking on crude oil, then I would hook up right here. I would really love to be able to change the color of things. And electric, if I'm going on or off, it doesn't matter. So I did plumb electric down here just for the sake of doing it. So anyway, Duracrate. Oh, sorry, Durastore, I guess it is. Let me look at that again. Store tight. Huh. Okay, I thought that was. Oh, maybe Duracrate is the small one. Oh, sorry, my bad. My bust. So anyway, here's the example of this was from the last oil storage platform or fuel storage fuel depot. Um, Ended up with 8 of these, so 8 is 1,600 liters to do the quick math there. So anyway, I just threw that on the deck here. Um, these are just the Forta holds that I have created over time and then pitched onto the bow here for sake of any place else to put them. So depending on where I'm at, I can actually go out and throw these onto a building and use them when I'm collecting all kinds of stuff. All right, up the port side here, so we've got 2 diesel tanks. It's going to be almost impossible to see here, but so those 2 diesel tanks are connected into the port. Port. Is that redundant enough for you? The port connection for the diesel is right there, and basically it's into this first tank here that you see almost center, and then that daisy chains onto this other one. All of them are equalized. On the other side, left a container right there in the middle that's empty, almost empty. That has the plastic in it from this guy, which we'll get to in a second. So another Forta hold. Okay, I was thinking Forta vault, and I was like, I know that's not the right term. So this is the same thing. So we have the starboard side connector here, which goes to the tank here, and then daisy chained into this one. Now I've got this one set at output, even though it really shouldn't matter. What I was originally doing with this particular tank was everything would go into this tank, and then it would force everything into the main group of tanks. So with everything at equalized, they basically all balance each other out. So the idea is to get everything up to 2,000 liters and then done. So in this case, it's hard to see. This one goes up and over. So this is connected into the distillation tower here. In fact, this hard to see. So this is your petrol output. This is your diesel output. So basically, the diesel goes over here, up and over, and then dumps into this tank. So that's there. On the petrol side, we have a petrol tank over here. Now, the distillation tower, I can't really tell the ratio because look here, petrol tank 630 liters. My guess is it's like 4 to 1, which is to say 4 diesel for every 1 petrol. I'm guessing because I was down a bit on diesel from steaming here, so don't know. So it fills up a lot slower, unfortunately, the petrol. Now I do have a petrol generator inside, which I'll show you when we get below decks. So anyway, this is the distillation tower. This is late game. You can't just build this, although there is one on the platform that you can repair. I can't remember. I was thinking. I guess that was a Savager reactor that was there. So this was not there. Sorry. I built one there just to be able to utilize the crude oil. Good learning experience. All right, so we have the petrol tank over here, which is just to augment what I have inside, basically a catch for what the distillation tower is creating. All right, I have 6 oil tanks that I fill. They are literally, so this line here is up and over. So the idea is that in both cases they're going to port and starboard side, and then the interconnector here between the 2 sets. So the idea is all the crude oil I can carry, which then go to this guy, which is plumbed in on this side on the back. So oil input. So basically those 6 tanks each 2,000, so all the tanks are 2,000 liters. basically everything stored there, and then in it goes. And then distillation comes out as petrol and diesel and plastic, as it were. So this mechanism here dumps the plastic, and right at the moment I just have thrown them in here for sake of having thrown them in there. Alright, so that's the bow. I have not driven the ship yet, so I don't, this is probably tall enough to be in the way, I would guess. So I may figure out how to put this back a little bit. I may also consider moving the Lumimax to the outside as far as I can, and then putting that in the center just to get it out of view. So view, I think that's going to be a problem. So, all right. So we saw everything in here. This is what these look like. So the two banks of batteries that are bolted to the bulkheads there up port and starboard. All right, around the side. So back here hasn't changed from my first tour. So we have two Lumimaxes. We have two Typhoons back here. We have this comes with the boat, which is your net. This is the water generator, which I originally used at the Lazarus complex, and it made sense because I had the pump, so might as well use it. So I got a tank here. It helped a lot, so I could get everything going. It was a bit expensive in terms of having to use all the hose to get it all up there, but in the end, excuse me, it worked out really well. So the centerline box up front, the Fort-hold up front in the centerline, which is right there next to the distillation tower, it's everything. So it's basically all the materials that you would need. One of my real harsh complaints, as it were, of the game is all of the wind turbines degrade extremely fast, stupidly fast. So anyway, you basically have to check these. You'll lose 10% in a day, a game day, so or more. And they get worse progressively in the storms. So not sure why that is, but that it seems to be what it is. So you police these, and the idea here was that I don't have to have anything personally in inventory. You can repair from materials stored in a box. So in this case, I have all my materials stored in the box, pretty much filled it up. And then I've got one forward, so I can basically repair these guys, just stop by, repair, walk away. I don't have to go get materials, anything. The only thing I have to do is periodically check the box here to make sure I'm not running out. So water tank here, which is of course full because there's no use for water other than the Lazarus complex. And then the anchor windlass, which pretty much is everything in the back here. 4 diesel tanks, so this is 8,000 liters here. In this case, it's plumbed in both the port and starboard sides. So here's the port side. So basically comes down onto the deck, then around the corner, and plumbs in on the port side aft connector for diesel, and the same thing on this side. So the idea is that the tank will always, the tanks all balance. So basically you're drawing from 8 external tanks on top of the 2,000 liter tank that you have in your boat. So the idea was put tanks everywhere, longer area. So this is the petrol generator here, which basically changes your biomatter into petrol. Because now I have the distillation tower in the front, then it is basically filling these tanks. So that's what this assembly here is. This is what goes around the side of the deck house here, and then across the deck to pick it up. So this is my interconnectors from side to side. I just got them up off the floor, off the deck, and then so these are basically all these are daisy chained. So this one's daisy chained to this one loops up and over the top, which is daisy chained to this one, and then that one daisy chained into that one. So ultimately this guy feeds to the central, and then the central goes out. These two extenders were actually put on here. I had the large petrol generators that were on the bulkheads in this other room. I took those down because A, I never used them. I had plenty of solar and wind power, and B, when I redid the entire storage system here, then I needed the room. So what I've done here, like an awful lot of players, it's doing the backup now, so I'm totally laggy. What I've noticed from a lot of other players, so I'll admit two things here. The batteries was not my idea, so if you look on Discord and see the suggestions there, there's a lot of really outstanding suggestions and pictures of how people have done their boats and that sort of thing. So I stole that one, not my idea. And I also stole this. This configuration is mine, but the color, changing the boxes to somewhat match the color of the materials that are stored in it, it was a brilliant idea, I thought. Mounting the batteries on the bulkhead was also a brilliant idea, because it really does utilize the space very well. You can still walk in and out. You can still store things in there very easily. That's why I have all the Lazarus containers in there. Oh, excuse me. So anyway, color coded. So you have your copper, your iron, and these are mirrored port and starboard. So I don't think this actually matters, but the idea was I would keep weight balanced from port to starboard as best as I could. And again, I don't think that really matters, but for what it's worth. Glass up here, and then this is all the extra stuff. So neutronium, which is the closest I could get to the color there. Neutronium, plasma gel, titanium, and carbon fiber. Now, titanium and carbon fiber are very light. You cannot collect very much plasma gel and neutronium. They are extremely heavy. So they're 70 kilograms per 100 units. So that gets really heavy really quickly. The green box over here is my catch-all. So the idea was, if I'm trawling, I just gather everything into my inventory, dump it into this box, and then eventually can, recycle everything down. Now the other thing that I saw on Discard, if you see here, the machine is off, but you see interact. You can actually, this does not have a kilogram storage like I do. So you see here capacity. So it literally has no weight limit. You can dump to your heart's content in here, and only when you fill up the 16 slots, which is 2 rows of 8 basically, will it do what it does. So that's the only limit on it, which is kind of nice. So this is kind of like your scrap chest. Just throw it all in here, and then every once in a while turn it on and reduce everything down to usable materials, and off you go. Okay, so anyway, that is my materials storage, port and starboard. Back here we had, I started out with my neutronium back here, which is why I color coded them. This is all of the weapons paraphernalia. that I have collected by way of just as I go through all the buildings, I take everything. And so this is the catch-all for this. Less this, which was my original electric rifle, and the only reason I stopped carrying it, it does come in really, really handy when things are far away from you. But it's 20 kilograms, so it does take up quite a bit of weight in your inventory. So I kind of stopped carrying that. I still carry this, so I've switched to the flamethrower. The advantage of the flamethrower is absolutely devastating on pretty much all the little ankle biter stuff that comes at you. It's just touch them with the flame, they're done. So it's actually, especially the mosquitoes, when you get the swarms of mosquitoes, it's extremely effective. Anyway, so that's my one of my weapons boxes here. So whoa, back. So this one over here is, and again, the creative ideas of putting them up on the bulkhead. So I have 3 and 3. Originally that was a weight balance idea, but hey, I mean, can you tell I've been 30 years in the Navy, so it's, weight balancing everything. But anyway, this is still my quarters, still set up pretty much the same. I have everything that I put onto the rest frame has vanished, and especially in high seas. So there was a mattress back here. I replaced the mattress and put a sleeping bag on it. That mattress disappeared and the sleeping bag disappeared and all the couch pillows. So I had the original long couch pillow from the starting dock, Sanctuary 37. That's gone. The small ones are gone. I've collected more as I progress through, and even that's gone. So I replaced the couch back here. I replaced the couch on the bridge. Haven't gone to the bridge yet. So anyway, that's the below decks. I still have a lot of room here that I could probably do more stuff. If I needed more batteries or something like that, could go there. So still the original recycler and fabricator. So, all right, off we go. Both the engines are upgraded to the super booster. So in this one, this is the diesel side, of course, and the electric side. So you can top out at technically 55 kilometers per hour, but I have in waves and such hit 57, 58. When you get as heavily laden as this guy is right now, this lady is, my typical speed through the water is 44 kilometers per hour at 100% throttles. As far as I can tell, both the engines are equal in terms of power. So basically, if you shut your diesel off, you'll end up at half of your top speed, and vice versa. So whichever one you turn off. So these switches here are actually so you can turn off each individual engine. I kind of wish you could do this at the bridge. I think that would be really nice. So this box here is batteries. So this okay, I need batteries, so I'll just grab batteries on the way out. My recharge batteries. I haven't figured out. I know you can use those to recharge the pistol and that sort of thing. I just don't know how to do that. This is all the hoses and everything that I've collected over time. It's like I build 100 at a time, and then I leave the ones in place or collect what's excess. Waterline was the classic example. I really went overkill on the waterline and realized I didn't need nearly as many as I did. I wasn't sure what I was getting into at the launch platform, and so I just made a whole shit ton of them and determined that I didn't need nearly as many water lines as I thought I did. So back up top side here. We'll head up to the bridge. Nothing really has changed there. So I still brought this in. They took off the solar panel. Uh-oh, we're having power problems apparently. Huh. Which kind of sucks. Well, that is for a later thing. 'Cause I don't want to get so. Anyway, this is the boat. So, not really anything going on here in the bridge. Just set up. I've got the boat set up. So she can carry me everywhere we need to go, and now with the oil tanks on the bow, definitely have some fun. I have clocked. Let me go ahead and I'll get in here. So I have clocked 168 kilometers. So, oh boy, listing report. Alright, so with that, this is Capsized Tiger signing off. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.